looking at my Vertex Omega 130 and my new Deltec SC 1351. In a previous video I explained that I was having issues with my Vertex due to it being too big for my sump and the amount of vibrations that it was causing. So I had a couple of options what to go for. I was looking at Skimmers. They're a Chinese brand. You can get them in the UK, but they are quite hard to get hold of and not every shop sells them. So I did think that if I had any issues with parts, etc., I was going to struggle. And I had noticed that Deltec had just brought out this skimmer, the SC1351, which is a DC skimmer. Now straight off the bat, what I do want to have a look at, and you're going to probably see some cats in the background, so I apologise for that, but you know what cats are like, if you've got any, they just won't go away. What I want to look at, which might seem a bit strange, is actually the boxes. Because with boxes, packaging, etc., for me, I think it gives you a really good idea of what you're buying. And so, this is the Deltec box. Cold box, nothing wrong with it. Labelled as such, Deltec. Very functional, nothing wrong with that. Now we're going to have a look at the Vertex box. And the way everything's packed in there, I'll take the instructions out of the way, we'll look at those after. Now straight off the bat, there is a massive difference in the way these two products come to your house. And I think when you're buying a product, you're buying into a brand, you know, both these are German, or German brands. I'll get into that a bit later. But as you can see, there is a massive difference in the way the two of them come. When the Vertex turns up to your house, you really do feel, when you pick up that box, you feel the weight of it, that, you know, the chances are you're going to open up something special. When the Deltec turns up, you know, I don't know, you get, you know, it gives you an idea of what you may be opening. Now, I apologise, you know, this I'm doing this on a camera phone and it is zoomed out as far as it can go, so it's not going to be the best, but I hope it just does give you a rough idea, and that's why it's going somewhere else. First off the bat is the Vertex compared to the Deltec. You know, the Deltec is a lot smaller. They're both rated for tanks up to about 500 litres ish, but the Deltec looks a bit more like a toy, I would say, compared to the Vertex. And so when we start looking at the materials used, let's take the lid off of this. And if you see my other video where I explain why I was getting rid of the Vertex and why I couldn't use it, you will already know, you would have already seen things like this where I'm talking about the quality of the workmanship. This is the Deltec. Let's get some comparisons if we can. So that's the thickness of the lid. You're probably not going to be able to see this very well. The thickness of the linings of the cup. Cup size, actually, the Deltec is bigger. And the twist, it probably ain't going to twist off now because it's got a rubber O-ring. It's going to be a pain to do. Let's just do this one first. So screwed in, there's the O-ring, nice and tidy in there. This is going to be a bit of a pain, so I'll try my best to get it off without getting too many fingers in the way. I apologise. Got that off, shaky. Alright, let's have a look at the two. This is just an O-ring, a type of screw fitting, not the same. This O-ring, you know, is seated around the cup. It's not built into the cup like on the Vertex. You've got the drain line on the Vertex, no drain line on the Deltec. And again, when we're talking about what's used, personally I think the Vertex is probably plastic. You know, there is a difference. Much more sturdy, definitely thicker. The whole build. I know people are probably watching this, if they're watching it, thinking, why is he tapping his skimmers? But I'm trying to get across the build quality here. So as I said, they're both rated for about 500 litre tanks. This is a C-shape pump. This is, in my last video I actually said it pumps 750 litres of air. I think that's actually the 150, I got that wrong. I think this one is actually 600 litres of air. The Deltec is rated at 490 litres an hour, my apologies. So the Omega is more powerful, but that's a standard pump, and this is running a DC pump. Now I am going to do a video on DC pumps, because there's not a lot of confusion, should I say, but for those that haven't looked into things, it's amazing with skimmers, with pumps. A lot of people are branding other people's products, so a lot of things are coming from one place and just having different stickers put on them, slightly different designs, and you may be drawn into assuming you're buying something and you're getting something else just with a bit of a rebrand. So looking at this, now it does say, I believe I read it's a DC pump with a like a Deltec, you know, in-house modifications or something along those sort of lines. And you might think, well, so that's a Deltec pump. I don't know, maybe you might. I'm looking at this, and as I said, I'll go more in depth afterwards, but that's a J-Bow pump, in my opinion. So have I got any issues with that? And again, as I said, I will go into pumps after. No, don't have no issues with that. I understand what I'm buying, so not any issues. Being a DC pump, it should be really quiet. And this is the thing. So overall, what are my first opinions? And actually, you know what? Let's have a look at the front of this. Actually, this is the Vertex lid, as I've shown you. This is the Deltec. It's got this kind of, I don't know, what is it, leather? Don't quite understand what that little look's for. But when you go to the joints, they're not great. That there, and it's across all of it, is basically where these pieces of plastic are machined off, and that's it, they're just machined off. So they're rough, you can feel it. So you go across and they're, you know, like a piece of plastic just cut. That's exactly what it is. On the Vertex, it's nothing. It's nothing at all. You know, there is absolutely no lips anywhere on this unit, anywhere. And I am gutted that the Vertex don't work for me. I really am. I spoke in my last video about some of the issues. I think, you know, with a few design tweaks, I think it could be amazing. The Deltec, I haven't put it in yet, so I can't judge what it's going to be like, but I think it's actually going to be okay. I think it is going to do a better job than what the Omega did for me. But I promise you, the build quality is not in the same league. It is not even close. Now, as far as I know, the Vertex is made in China, so it's a German brand. They make the bodies and that in Germany. Obviously, I believe the C-shape pumps are Italian, but I think they're made to a certain level. So in other words, they tell the company that's making these skimmers for them the quality, you know, the quality control, and it's there. You can see it's there. There's no doubts about. I mean, look at the air silencer. Then we go to the air silencer on this one. Nowhere near it. Nowhere near the build quality. Not even close. I've tried to find out where Deltecs are made, these ones, and the normal models. See, there's two which are identical. One's the SC351, and then the normal pump one, the old one's been around a good 3 years, I think, is the 50. And I can't tell you where they're made. I don't know what country they're made in. I just can't find any information on it really, which is quite funny. But what I would say is it's made in China. Definitely, both made in China. Do I have any issues with that? No. It's about, you know, where something's made, I'm really not concerned about. I'm not, you know, that's a political argument that people, you go on forums and they bang on about buying from America, buying from Europe, etc, etc. I understand the reasons behind it, but I think if someone's making a good product, then they're making a good product. And if they're making a product on behalf of you and they're doing it to a good quality, like the Vertex, then, you know, I've got no problems. But Deltec are not cheap skimmers. The price difference between these two skimmers, I kid you not, is £30. And I don't know if you can see the quality difference just by watching this video, but it's £30 difference. The Deltec is 250 and that is 279. The Deltec, being a DC pump, runs a bit less. In the manual it does state that it's, I think, 12 watts. That I know is, I believe, 20 watts. But online they don't even give a wattage. It's just NA, so, you know, strange on their official website. Obviously it's controllable, so it depends on what level, what speed you have it ramped up at. But again, the build qualities are not comparable. And Deltec, you know, it's supposed to be one of those brands, really high quality. And this skimmer's probably going to be great. If you watch any of my videos, I'm quite honest. If I buy something and I like it, then I say I like it. If I buy something and I don't like it, or I think there's issues, then I'll say as such. I'm not precious. Yeah, I've spent money, but there's no point in me doing a video saying something's amazing and it's average. You know, you get a lot of videos, people talking about, oh yeah, it's so quiet, it's whisper quiet. And you know, maybe it's hearing people's different levels of what they believe is good quality or loud equipment. But if I buy something and it's supposed to be whisper quiet and I don't think it is, then I'll say so. You know, I will say on videos whether I think something's built well or not, whether I think something's loud or quiet. Doesn't matter what I've spent. It's no point. You get a lot of these forums, and you know, they really, it's quite funny. I don't know what people are listening to. Sometimes I really don't, because they talk about being whisper quiet, and you get a product and you're like, that's just insane. Literally, you know, not whisper quiet at all. So, long story short, build quality, they're not comparable. Will the Deltec work for me? I think it will. The Vertex, you know, I'm heartbroken. I was anyway when I had to rip it out, and just having a Deltec turn up the other day and looking at them together, you know, it's chalk and cheese. It's such a shame that the Vertex wasn't designed slightly different, and you know, it doesn't matter how much time I gave it, I believe, to tune it. It was just too big for my son, and so in that sense I'm gutted, but I'm hoping the Deltec will work really well. As I said, I will be doing a video on DC pumps. Anything that I say, if it's wrong, please put your opinions on as well. You know, I've got no issues. I don't, just because I'm doing videos every now and then, I don't think that I'm necessarily right. A lot of the information I'm getting is where you guys get information from, which is forums and the like. And again, that is just based on other people's opinions, and some of the stuff that I'm talking about I might have read months ago, so I could be wrong. Might have forgotten certain information. So yeah, feel free to add any comments if you want. I will be doing a quick video straight away after this on my opinion of DC pumps. There's probably going to be even more conflicting information. Hopefully I've not stuff that I've just made up the top of my head. But if people are querying DC pumps, then I hope that might clarify certain things. So this is the Vertex Omega 130 on the right. The Deltec SC1351 DC pump on the left, and just a quick look at build quality wise. This gives you an idea. You know, this is the build quality difference in the skimmers throughout. So I mean, if that's not plastic, I'd be surprised. Nowhere near each other. So off the bat of this, if you get the Vertex to work for you for £30 more, do the Vertex. It may cause you grief, but it's a lovely looking skimmer. But ultimately, we're in the game to skim here, and so I think the Deltec, for my circumstances, and not being a magician or, you know, at tuning these things, I think that will be easier for me. I hope this has been helpful to some people.